In this video, I'm rolling with Chris again. Chris, the aggressive white belt, as we like to call him. Even though he's not that aggressive, it was just in the early stages, as is with many people. But when you're somebody of his size, it could be challenging and risk of injury and things like that. But as I've said in other videos, I think it's important to roll with the new guy, the new strong guy, because you want to make sure your jiu-jitsu works. And if there's any way to really prove that, I feel it's that way. Yeah, maybe it doesn't work on a top competitor, but we're talking about if you're going to use it for self-defense. Statistically speaking, your opponent's not going to be a purple belt in a street situation. I remember when I did Kung Fu, I thought everybody in China was a Kung Fu master. And as I found out over time, many of them didn't even think about it. I would say most. So there I was able to push him off. He did an athletic roll, went with it, and we're resetting. Chris is a good-natured guy and has a lot of tools, man. I wish I could be him for a couple of days. But as with youth, most people, younger people, are not going to be at the highest level of something that takes so many years to get good at. Even the best skateboarders are in their 30s many times, because it took them so long to hone that unique skill. Yep, I was a skateboarder. I still ride an electric skateboard, actually. It's an amazing experience. And a great way to go to the store and just do errands. So here he's trying to pull me into a triangle. I did show him some things. I have worked with him. Plus he's gone to class. So that could really help accelerate growth. So here I'm just resisting with no effort, basically. Right? Because I have his wrist controlled, he can't really grab me to pull me down, so that's the first thing he wants to do that I'm preventing. See there, he grabbed my head, that's good. But he has to pull me forward with his legs. So if he's not using his legs and they're down like that, even though the guard is closed, it's not going to help him. I know I could pull my arm back at any time because there's nothing behind my elbow to prevent that. But if he was to bring his guard up, which is what I'm explaining now, I just explained this to him, I can't pull my elbow back, and then if he grabs me behind the head and pulls me down, well, lo and behold, I'm losing the guard fight. And if someone's in your closed guard, you should be winning. It's an advantageous position for you. If you're not winning, you need to study closed guard more. That was the first thing I learned when I started jiu-jitsu. My first class, I learned hip bump sweep, kimura, guillotine. Combination from that position. So here I'm explaining to him, like if I'm burying my elbow, which is strong for me, he could hip bump and then pull my elbow across the center line. And that'll give him basically on the way to my back. That's the street that leads to my back. Because once he gets behind my tricep, the next destination is my back. So here, whenever I'm in this position, I always look for the gift wrap instantly. Here I'm teaching him, don't give me that. Don't let me gift wrap. That I didn't tell him. So here I'm letting him move. Again, the can inside the can principle. Can he move? Yes, but can he escape? No. If you try to hold your opponent every moment, you're going to get spun places where you don't want to go. Looks like I have a Darce there. Yeah, I see the Darce all the time now. As your jiu-jitsu develops, it's amazing the different things it unlocks. Like if your jiu-jitsu was a video game, not only do you unlock levels of skill, but you unlock specific skills. I am not advocating for video games, by the way. I find them to be a huge waste of time. But that's because I'm an old man now. So there I went to knee on belly, and as I crawled away to go back to the center, he playfully jumped on my back. And that just goes to show the attitude behind the roll. It's a playful attitude. If you're not having fun in jiu-jitsu, I really feel bad for you. So there I was able to take his back. That was really cool. If you want to rewatch that again, I think it speaks for itself. But what I was going to say is if you're training every day and you're killing yourself because you're worried about a street fight and you consider training discipline, you have to go and one day there might be the street fight, well then, you know, I feel bad for you. You know, I think you should get yourself a can of pepper spray. You know, it would be a lot easier than all this training. You should be training in jiu-jitsu because you enjoy it and you love it. And that's how come so many people don't stay with it. In life, we love things up until a certain extent. And after a while, we're like, all right, I get what it is. I love it, but I don't have to do this for the rest of my life. But someone who's a black belt doesn't feel that way. Usually. They do it because they love it. Thank you for watching. More to come with Chris. New rash guard coming out. Please like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe.